up, y'all? Okay, if you watch part 1 and 2, shout out to you. I've been getting a lot of questions. I'm realizing that it's some more stuff that I want to talk about with y'all, so I kind of wrote them down on this little piece of paper, so y'all gonna see me going through this. Let's just get right into it. The first thing I want to talk about is dry versus fresh, right? 9 times out of 10 when you buy shrooms, they're going to be dried because shelf life is only like a week if you don't dry them. Most people dry them and sell them because they last a lot longer. The potency is still good, but it just gives it a longer shelf life, and I'll show you what that looks like. Dry versus fresh picked, I guess. The next thing, cost. When I used to smoke a lot, I would only buy an eighth. So when I started doing shrooms, I only bought an eighth. Now, depending on supply and demand, depending on who you get it from, depending on how much they have and stuff like that, they can cost anywhere from like $30 to $45 or $50 for an eighth. Remember that when you buying it, when I say an eighth, I mean an eighth of an ounce. You buy weed in like a gram, 2 grams, a tray 5. An eighth is a tray 5 for those of y'all who don't know, but it's weighted. Well, some people was like,
oh, well, what if I only want to just do 1 shroom?
Well, 1 shroom is not going to make you feel anything unless it's fucking humongous as hell. And it's 9 times out of 10 like fresh picked or something. Some people be making jokes like,
oh, all you gotta do is find some cows to go get some shrooms. And
it's like, no, that is not the case. Now, do mushrooms grow naturally in some parts of the world? Yes, they do. And do they grow from cow dung? Yes, they do. But most people who sell shrooms, they growing them from like substrate bags and mason jars and stuff like that. Most people are not just going outside like, oh, I'm gonna just pick this. Like, yes, mushrooms grow, but it's like when you want a certain strand, people grow them. You buy the spores and you go from there. When you are doing shrooms, you want to make sure that you have good visuals, that you are around good people. Let me be very clear. Shrooms is not a party drug.
Shrooms is not a party drug.
For me, it's more of like a kickback setting type of deal. More of like a, oh, we chilling type of deal. You know what I'm saying? It's not a turn up type of thing. If you having like a nice, chill, laid back day, you going to a kickback, barbecue, something, okay, cool. Yes. If you've done it multiple times, then all right, do it by yourself, whatever. But I mean, like, as a first timer, it was good for me to do it around other people who not only it was their first time, but other people who had done it before, so that I'm like, okay, I know what to expect. You know, if something goes wrong or like I'm just like I'm tripping, like I could talk to somebody and be like, bro, the fuck. You know what I'm saying? You want to have good visuals, okay? So the first time I did them, you know, I told y'all that it was a movie that was playing. Now, the guy who was watching the movie, like, I don't know where the fuck his head was at, but he was just like, I'm just watching a movie. But the movie started, and you know, of course, other people in the room, like, we looking and stuff, but it was just too much at first. Like, people trips had already started when he had turned the movie on. And he was honestly the only one that was watching the movie because everybody else was like floating around. They was like, you know, whatever. But like, he was watching this action movie that started off with like people getting knifed the fuck up. So, you know, we playing our card game and shit, we talking our shit. The projector turns on and the movie comes on and it's like guns and explosions and blah 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 blah. It was triple threat for those of y'all who haven't seen it. It's a really good movie. Watch it on Netflix. At the beginning of the movie, like, we look over and all I see is okay, look. That's too much. Can't do it. Rotate. Like, go on to something else. You know, that's another thing I want y'all to know. When you doing shrooms, you need to be able to, your go-to phrases is, that's too much. And what's the other one? Because I wrote it down. This is a lot and that's too much. This is a lot right now. I can't. Sorry. Just like right there. That's it. Like, it's too much. I can't. Nope. Okay. Nope. Too much. Now, I know I told y'all not to party while you're doing them, and I say don't party because depending on how much you eat, if you just got a body high, then okay, you're gonna be fine. If you eating a lot of it, maybe 4 grams and up, I don't know. For me, I could eat an eighth. I'm gonna be wavy, but I ain't gonna be super tripping. Now, when I get past 3.5 grams, then I'm talking about, oh yeah, yeah, it's finna turn up. I am past the micro dosing stages hallucinations. I don't recommend partying on them, because it's like, what if you start hallucinating and you in this party and your hallucinations just go like wild and you like, nigga, I know I'm tripping, but you in a party, like, I don't know, bro. I never explored there. I mean, if y'all willing to do it, then knock yourself out. But me personally, I just wouldn't do it. I do not recommend driving if you done did shrooms, because again, if you hallucinating and you tripping, you might hallucinate some shit in the road, then you gonna crash your car. No, bro, not a good idea. If you got a body high, you will be straight. A body high is not gonna, you're not gonna feel out of your element driving. I did it before and I was perfectly fine. It's kind of like driving when you high. How you feel beforehand, I think that plays a lot into it, because me, I'm just very optimistic. Like, all right, we gonna see where it goes. Like, I don't have no expectations. Like, I just know I'm gonna be in a good place. All my other trips have been good, and I just like, yeah, good time. That's what we finna do. So that's my like preamble, I guess. I've noticed that going outside helps. I think it's just something about fresh air and like being on shrooms. I think it just takes it up a notch. Some people, if they hallucinations are a lot, they be like, all right, I need to walk around, I need to do something, tap into something that they know, that they are familiar with. Walking around outside, it make you feel good. So if you are like tripping and you like,
dog, all right, okay, this is a lot. Let's go get some fresh air.
Fresh air does help. Walking around does help. And, you know, just getting moving again. Like, you know, some people, they just be like, nah, I'm good, I don't need that. But to each his own. Try it. It might work for you. You know, for me, walking around don't do nothing. Now, if I'm just sitting outside enjoying scenery type deal, then yes, highly recommend. 5 out of 5. You know what I'm saying? I know I said this in my last video, but do not fight your mind. Wherever your mind goes, just go with it. That's when people have bad trips. Do not fight your mind. Now, a lot of people was asking me, like, I know you said it's like a preamble, but what does that even mean? Like, if I had to figure out a way to describe it, it's like, think about when you feel a sneeze coming on and you like, I know I'm finna sneeze, I don't know when, but it's coming. I don't know I'm gonna sneeze. It's kind of like that to a degree, but it's very gentle. And this is why I say that shrooms is better than weed. I feel like weed just smack the shit out of you. You could smoke and you could be high, but like, think about when you eat an edible. You be like,
man, this shit ain't shit.
And you sitting down and all this other shit, and you like, okay, time going by, like, yeah, I feel like I'm getting high, okay, cool. But then you get up and you be like,
wait a minute, hold up.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Wait a minute, shit. Like, I gotta sit back down. Oh my God.
We just like smack the fuck out of you, and I don't like that. And then I just honestly feel like this new weed that they got out here, I've been smoking for a long time. Okay, a long time. 2000 in single digits, long time. Okay, this new weed, I don't know what they did to it, but I feel like this new weed is turning people into crackheads, because people saying shit like, I don't get high no more, I need something stronger, I need something like stop smoking so that your tolerance can go down. I mean, weed, this new weed, I don't know, bro. Like, I can't, I don't know about that. When I feel it coming on, imagine being asleep, right? And somebody is coming to wake you up. They just come over to you. They rub your back real gently, like, hey, it's time to get up. Come on, let's go. Get your clothes on, go brush your teeth. I'm finna start cooking breakfast. That's what I feel like shrooms do. When it's coming on, very gentle, very, hey, how you doing? We getting ready to go, okay? So, put your seatbelt on, and we finna start rolling. That's what I feel like shrooms do to me before it's finna hit that very soft, welcoming type deal. I just much prefer that than to be like, I'm high as hell, got fucking cotton mouth, I ate an edible, it smacked the shit out of me, it put me to sleep. One time when I was in college, I smoked a blunt with my friends and they put some hash in it. Now, if you don't know what hash is, go look it up. I ain't never been that high in my life. I went to Amsterdam and I smoked some of their weed, and I was high as hell when I was in Amsterdam. All 4 days, I was high as hell. I ate the suckers, brownies, cakes, cookies, pies, every version of weed they had over there in Amsterdam, I tried the shit. Down to they weed sauces. They splice blunts, everything. That shit ain't have shit on that shit I smoked in college. I was so damn high, I went to sleep and woke up in a new room every time. Like, I don't know how the hell I was making it to these different rooms. When I fell asleep in Reds in them room, niggas had a whole pan of chicken. I had some of that. I woke up in another room with another friend. I don't even have no real concept of what time it was when I was making all of these different, like, whatevers. Woke up in another friend room with a turkey sandwich and some Twizzlers with fruit snacks and a lemonade, and then went back to sleep. Woke up again, I was in my own room with noodles next to my bed. Like, it was a lot going on. My weed smoking days was good. I had a good time. Gas mask, steamroller, bowls, all that, and it was great. But I feel like I just like shrooms a lot better because they're not as aggressive. I'm making progress. Some people smoke weed and be stuck, don't get shit done. Like, I was a functioning weed head. I would wake up, smoke, go to class, get out of class, do homework for like an hour, 2 hours, go to work, smoke again before I went to work, and then do inventory for the whole store high as hell. Didn't talk to niggas the whole time I was at work, was just at work getting shit done. Smoking was my shit. Like, my brother lived across my patio, so he would call me, "Hey sis, good morning. Your patio door open?" "Yes." "Okay, I'm coming over." We was smoking. I smoked regularly, like leisurely, you know what I mean? But now with the job that I have, like, I don't smoke. I stopped smoking when I got that job because I'm like, I'm around all this equipment. Yeah, I know what I'm doing, but what if I'm working with somebody who don't and they tear up some shit and now everybody got to drop? No, absolutely not. So I just stopped smoking altogether. I much prefer shrooms, but on that note, you know, I also like shrooms because you can do other shit with it. I've drank and did shrooms and I was perfectly fine. I've smoked weed while I did shrooms and was perfectly fine. Like, now the weed put me down and I was like, damn, what the fuck? So I like slept off the rest of my trip for my shrooms, and I ain't like that too much. So I don't know, like, I could smoke and do shrooms, but it's like, nah, I don't know if I want to do that no more. But I could drink and do shrooms and it don't bother me. You know what I'm saying? In my mind, from my perspective right now, it's very compatible. Now, I don't know about anything else, pal, and no other stuff on top of that. But nah, I think I like it. I have noticed that when I do shrooms, looking at paintings, if I'm hallucinating, are like very trippy. Think about kaleidoscope looking type stuff. Like, that type of shit is like super tripped out. Stuff that's colorful is good to look at. Something else that I kind of wanted to address. This is what you really need to understand about shrooms. It is a fungus. When I say to eat them with snacks, it's because that's something that's familiar to your body. I looked up all the possible side effects, things that you could feel, and I'm gonna just read y'all this short little list that was not really a short list, but these are the effects of psilocybin, which is the active part of shrooms, right? So you have like psilocybin, psilocybin. If you haven't looked it up by now, you should. Now, these are some of the side effects: euphoria, peacefulness, spiritual awakening, quickly changing emotions, derealization, or the feeling that your surroundings are not real, depersonalization, or a dream-like sense of being disengaged from your surroundings, distorted thinking, visual alteration and distortion such as halos of light and vivid colors, dilated pupils, dizziness, drowsiness, impaired concentration, muscle weakness, lack of coordination, unusual body sensations, nausea, paranoia, confusion, frightening hallucinations, vomiting, and yawning. There are very few things that are negative on this list that I have ever experienced. Lack of coordination? No, because I played flip cup pretty decently. Unusual body sensations? Yes. Nausea? No. Nausea really comes from, like, you have to remember, when you eat a fungus or you have a bacteria in your body is trying to get rid of it. Like, fuck is this? We gotta get this shit up out of here. So people sometimes eat shrooms and throw up. If you have truffles are the same way. The possible side effects of that, which I have another video that I'm gonna talk about that in. It's already recorded, so y'all will see that. I did that video a while ago before my quarantine series started. I just never posted it. But some psychedelics will tell you, like, eat this on an empty stomach. You should expect to experience the following things: sweating, you could throw up, you could have a headache, you could be thirsty, you could be nauseous, your stomach could hurt, all this other stuff. I've never experienced that, ever. I've always eaten my shrooms with snacks, and even on the times I didn't eat it with food, I still didn't experience that. My friends that did it with me, they never experienced that, but I also encourage them to eat them with snacks. Okay, pick a snack. Chips are good, muffins are good. I wouldn't really say candy, but I'm in these shroom groups on Facebook and they be eating their shrooms with candy and cereal and all type of stuff. So again, to each his own. Me, I prefer snacks. I like chips, chips, I like popcorn, all that type of stuff. So those are my go-tos. But I'm saying all of this to say, like, you need to be conscious of what you're putting in your body. You have to digest it. So you should give it the same amount of time as like doing an edible or something like that. However, long-term effects with shrooms to me are way better than long-term effects from weed. It ain't no positive long-term effects from weed. And some people be like, oh, I need a blunt to calm down. Like, no. I feel like some of the good long-term effects, which is why when people say when you do shrooms, you'll never be the same. I think that's true, but not in a like,
somebody laced my blunt with some PCP and I ain't never been the same.
like, no, not that type of, that ain't the type of time. It's like the long-term effects that I feel have been the most beneficial for me in my experience. I can't speak for other people. I can say I'm not scared to address controversy. Not that I was scared before, but it's just something like I brushed it off because I'm like, niggas are ignorant, people are dumb, I don't have time. But it's like you just gotta decipher who and when to have those conversations with and the type of language to use when you're having them. I don't know, like I feel like I have a lot more patience now. I want to understand people a little bit more, so I don't really shy away from those conversations. I say my perspective, the things that I'm curious about, the things that I don't understand, in the hope that I'm gonna get clarity. I welcome different conversations, like even shit that I be like, nigga, I ain't talking about that. But no, let's talk about stuff. You know what I mean? Like, let's see where each other's heads are at. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about all the weird shit. You know what I mean? I don't know. Conversation is just a lot more stimulating now. Like, I'm curious about a lot more. Like, my mind is starting to wander into different things. And it's been very beneficial. I like it. I don't know. I feel like everybody around me who's tried it, they're on the same wavelength with that as well. As a collective, I think it's great. Like, the people in my circle are changing. And let me be very clear, because somebody did say this to me and it cracked me up, but I was like, nah, bro. They like,
you out here doing drugs with white people.
first of all, I am thankful for white people. Let me put that out there. I'm thankful for white people. It's certain things that are their experiences and they have them and they are going to be different from ours. When it comes to all these like drugs and shit, I'm sorry, I'm not trying no drugs. It's a lot of shit that I would not know if I didn't have no white friends who had a different perspective on life, period. I know we're in the era of, you know, Black Lives Matter and pro-black this and things of that nature, of which I am as well. I will wake up every day and always be black, so that shit is gonna come first. However, I am also not ignorant to the fact that there are other people in this world who are living different experiences, and it is good to know certain aspects of that. Yes, a lot of my white friends was like, yeah, bro, I used to do shrooms when I was in college. I'm like, damn, how long you been into this? It's just certain shit they was exposed to sooner than I was. It's a lot of shit that I was exposed to before they were. It's not about out here doing drugs with white people. Get rid of that. People learn about things at a different pace, and there's nothing wrong with that. When you learn about something, it's different than when somebody else learns about something. Some people are learning about this shit just from watching my videos, and I learned about the shit from other people, from watching videos, from listening to experiences, from a status that I made on Facebook. So please let go of that. If it wasn't for my white friend who did all them drugs, her saying, you know, if you ever do shrooms, eat them with food, baby, I might have had a whole different perspective on this. Have a preconceived notion about it and it's negative. Before you open your mouth to talk about it and sound ignorant, go look it up. Do some research on it. If you're that curious and that opinionated about something, at least be informed. That's all I'm saying. Stop trying to generalize stuff and stereotype people and things, and it's not adding up. Let go of that. Now, the biggest question that I keep getting,
do that shit show up in a drug test though?
no, it does not. One more time. No, it does not. Okay, and I'm gonna tell you why. When you do a urine test, most urine tests are 5-panel urine tests, which mean they're testing for 5 main things: THC, amphetamines, opiates, PCP, and cocaine. Those are the 5 things. They're not testing for psilocybin. They're not testing for psilocybin. Even in an 8, 10, 12, and 15-panel drug test, shrooms are not going to come up. On top of that, you have to remember, you're eating it. It is a fungus. Your body is going to digest it and break it down faster than what they're going to be able to give you a test for it. Now, if they be like, oh, we assume that this person is on mushrooms right fucking now, test them. Can you create a test to test for everything? Yes. But the test that is made for shrooms is so expensive, these companies is not paying for that shit. Even in a mouth swab, it's not gonna come up. I looked it up, right? Even the 12 panel and higher number panel drug tests, they're testing for pills, perks, X, MDA, all of that shit like that. If you don't pop pills, you don't got nothing to worry about. But like I said, the top 5 that they're testing for is weed, PCP, cocaine, amphetamines, and opiates. Shrooms does not fall under any of that. So you're good. So you're good. Plus, shrooms metabolize too fast to be detected in blood or saliva. So even if they did a blood test, would not show up. Even if they did a mouth swab, would not show up. And because you ate it, guess what happened? You're going to consume it, your body's going to feel the effects, and then what's going to happen? You're going to poop it out. That's it. So, we're in the clear.
We're in the clear.
Another question that I got.
What all have you tried?
I've smoked weed, I have done truffles, and I have done shrooms. I did acid one time when I was in college. It was not a tab, it was a strip. And I'm turned off to acid because there are too many ways to make it. It's this TV show that I used to watch called Drugs Inc. in college. And it goes through and it breaks down every drug. They talk to a physician. They talk to people who make it. They talk to people who use it. They show like statistics on it and all this shit like that. There are so many different ways that acid can be made. They make this like solution or whatever. You can submerge a sheet of paper in it and then pull the paper out, hang it and let it dry. You can put the solution in a spray bottle and spray it on the paper, and then they cut these papers into strips, and then that's how they sell them. You can buy it by a sheet, you can buy it by a strip, whatever. I had the piece of paper. I don't know if it was submerged or if it was, you know, spray bottle sprayed, but this is the thing. That to me remind me of how people make meth in their house with like cleaning products and shit. I'm not into that. And then on top of that, when I did the strip, I did it with some friends and they were black, and it just kept me drunk without having a drink. So it was like, okay, like, yeah, nah. So I'm thinking like they probably did the spray bottle method on this. And what if they unevenly sprayed it? Like, what if one half of this piece of paper got like 12 sprays and all of the spray didn't get on the paper evenly? So now you got a piece of this piece of paper that's like 10 sprays, and then another piece of this piece of paper got like 8.5 spray. Like, no. And then on top that, no, it just turns me off. That's why I say, if it does not grow, I cannot go.
If it does not grow, I cannot go.
Shrooms, they grow. Weed, it grows. Okay. Truffles, it grows. Okay, if y'all don't know what truffles are, stay tuned. I have a video coming from that. You're more than welcome to look it up. But the growing process for shrooms, the opposite of that process is how truffles come about. Truffles are also a psychedelic. I'll get into that in a little bit later. That's all I've ever tried. I'm not interested in doing nothing else. I don't pop pills. I don't want to do none of that shit. It's too many horror stories, too much shit that go bad. I'm okay. I don't even like taking ibuprofen when I don't feel good. If I absolutely need it, I will. But the size of that pill turned me off too. So look, Qtna don't pop no pills. No thank you. Peace the fuck out on that. The last thing I'm gonna address is people ask me,
how often do you do them?
You don't do shrooms like you smoke weed. Like, it's not one of the things like, oh, wake up in the morning blunt, okay, go on about my day. No. Few and far in between. My birthday, yeah. The time before that, it was like some months. It's always very spaced out. I don't know. I just feel like I don't want to do them all the time. Like, but when I do them, I feel great, you know? But it's like, I be so, like, nostalgic off of the last trip. I just be feeling good for a long period of time. You know how you can think back on something and it just make you feel good? That's how I feel about shrooms. So I don't feel like I need to keep on doing them back to back. I don't feel that way. Send them to me. DM me, comment, all that. Send it to me. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Comment, like, and subscribe, and I will catch y'all on the flip side. Peace out.